Let us continue with the era of the Ottoman Empire. After the Mamluks ruled Jerusalem for a period of time, they were eventually replaced by a new and powerful empire, the Ottoman Turkish Empire. But before we talk about the Ottomans, we need to briefly look back at the Turkic peoples, because today's Turks are essentially one branch of the ancient Turkic world. The Turkic peoples were active in the northern regions of China from a very early time. They were a strong and highly militarized nomadic people who posed a long-term threat to the Central Plains dynasties. Emperor Gaozu of the Tang dynasty, Li Yuan, once had to submit and pay tribute because he could not defeat them. Even Emperor Taizong, Li Shimin, was harassed by the Turks early in his reign. Later, as the Tang Empire grew stronger, Li Shimin sent famed generals such as Li Jing and Li Ji to launch campaigns to the north, eventually destroying the Eastern Turkic Khaganate. The Western Turks were also defeated soon after. Their defeat led to a massive westward migration, where they entered Central Asia and gradually merged with many different peoples. Modern nations such as Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, and even China's Uyghurs all have deep cultural ties to Turkic heritage. For example, the name Turkmenistan literally means the land of the Turkmen, and the suffix stan in Persian simply means place or land. In their early history, the Turkic peoples largely practiced Zoroastrianism, while most of them today are Muslims. Turkey, though descended from the Turks, follows a different branch of Islam compared with many Arab regions, something we will discuss later. The rise of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire began with a Turkic tribal leader named Osman. His clan had originally been subordinate to the Seljuk Turks. But after the Seljuk Empire was shattered by the Khwarezmian state, and later the Mongol Empire, numerous small principalities emerged in Anatolia. Osman rose to power in the Sagat region of northwestern Anatolia. Through exceptional military and political leadership, he gradually unified nearby Turkic tribes and eventually conquered the Eastern Roman, Byzantine Empire's territories, occupying most of Asia Minor and the Balkan Peninsula. This laid the foundation for the Ottoman state. From Osman to the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, 9 sultans in succession proved to be exceptionally capable rulers. Under their leadership, the empire expanded rapidly and became a superpower spanning Europe, Asia, and Africa. Ottoman strength, the military system, and the devshirme. The power of the Ottoman Empire was closely tied to its unique military structure, the most famous being the devshirme system, also known as the blood tax. Similar to the Mamluk practice, the empire took Christian boys from conquered regions and brought them to the capital for rigorous training. Many were shaped into the elite Janissary corps, while others entered the administrative system and became high-ranking officials. In the early Ottoman period, these slave-born elites were extremely loyal and highly capable, contributing immensely to the empire's military success. Over the next century, more than 50 grand viziers, the equivalent of prime ministers, came from this system. In 1516, the Ottomans defeated the Mamluks, then went on to conquer Egypt and Jerusalem, becoming yet another empire spanning 3 continents after the Achaemenid Persians, Alexander's Empire, Rome, and the early Arab Caliphate. It was also the last great transcontinental empire in world history. Jerusalem under Ottoman peace and the emergence of the Western Wall. Ottoman rule over Jerusalem was relatively tolerant, implementing a policy of religious coexistence. Under Suleiman the Magnificent, the empire reached its peak in politics, economics, military power, and cultural influence. Suleiman rebuilt and reinforced Jerusalem's major city walls and restored the western retaining wall of the ancient Temple Mount, allowing Jews to gather there for prayer. This wall later became known as the Western Wall or the Wailing Wall. Even today, countless Jews visit the site, sliding small paper notes containing prayers and wishes into the cracks between the stones. The decline of the Ottomans, from glory to the sick man of the East. Before 1683, the Ottoman Empire continued to expand. But after their failure at the Battle of Vienna, the empire began to decline. Corruption within the military, political infighting, rigid institutions, and Europe's rapid military modernization gradually left the Ottomans behind. The once elite devshirme system deteriorated into a hereditary, corrupt military caste. Discipline collapsed, and the empire's fighting capability weakened sharply. However, the Ottomans did not collapse immediately for two key reasons. Their territory was enormous, making complete conquest extremely difficult. Their geographic position was too important. European powers constantly checked one another to prevent any rival from seizing Ottoman lands. Because of this, the so-called sick man of the East survived for more than 2 centuries before its final dissolution. Summary: during this era, Jerusalem under Ottoman rule remained relatively stable. Different religions coexisted, and the city began to regain its vitality. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire experienced a full cycle, from rapid rise to brilliant prosperity to long and painful decline. Next, we will enter one of the most important periods in Christian history, the Protestant Reformation.